Alright, peace, family. I just got some things I gotta express to get off my chest to get out into the ecosystem of the internet. And the message of today is that there is seasons for everything. And this is easily seen in nature when we look at summer, winter, fall, spring. But when we look at our lives, and even for example, right, we're all reflections of each other, we're all manifestations of God. And so, one of the most feminine manifestations of God, right, is, of course, women. And women go through seasons through their menstrual cycle, right? They have the follicular, ovulation, menstrual, and then the luteal phases. And so those are cycles just like summer, winter, spring, and fall. And, men go through cycles on more of a daily kind of thing to where it's like morning, afternoon, middle of the day, nighttime. And it's not just those cycles that exist. We exist within cycles of our own lives as well, like, being a child, being a teen, being an adolescent, being an adult, being an elderly. Those are cycles as well. And we also go through cycles when it comes to projects, the ideation phase, the coming up with the actual tactics to, execute on the idea, the brainstorm, all of these different things. These are cycles. The execution, the actualization, the marketing, all of these are cycles as well. And one thing that I wanted to I wanted to express for myself and for anybody that might be feeling similarly, right? Because again, if we understand that we're all reflections of each other, then what I'm going through is, what somebody has or will or is going through as well. And so right now I'm in a cycle to where I'm just not in a boom, boom, boom creation type of cycle, right? To where I'm putting less content out. I'm tapping more into myself. I'm not really creating as consistently when it comes to my editing and when it comes to my videos, and that's just a cycle that I'm in. That by no means defines who I am, who I will ever be, or the level of success that I am, right? Because a lot of the times we also get caught up with the how much you put out is how much you're worth type of deal. And that's, very much a byproduct of what capitalism is rooted in. Productivity. Your productivity is determinant of how successful you are, but that's not the case either. The real measure of success is actually determined by every single individual in each moment that they're existing. And one of the key measurements that we can understand of what success, quote unquote, should look like, right, is what in the Bible is called the fruits of the Holy Spirit. And in many different spiritual philosophies are just called, peace and joy and abundance internally. And abundance is not an external thing. Like, it is an external thing, but that is just a manifestation of the internal state that you are experiencing as well. So all that to say is that, to every creator, I just want to make sure that for myself, that I honor the cycle of non-creation, that I honor the cycle where I don't really feel like being as consistent with my output, because I'm cultivating a higher level of awareness and a higher level of creativity within, that when I do get back to the cycle of creating a lot more externally, that it comes from a more truer place, a more authentic place, a more soulful place, a place that is more aligned within the specific frequency that I hold as a being on this planet. And it's really actually beautiful to be in a space where you don't feel like operating the same way you were for a long time, because then it gives you opportunity to find a new rhythm, a new pattern, a new way of being, a new identity. And for a while, when I was in that space of creating very consistently, I was staying up till 5 a.m. in the morning editing. I was not sleeping more than 4 hours, and I was in a space where, my output was beautiful, my output was very consistent, my output was very key to the time that I was living in, the specific season that I was living in that moment. However, I wasn't taking care of my body as much. I wasn't really eating or prioritizing my health as much, and I was definitely not prioritizing my sleep. And so that all culminated within me realizing, hold on, I gotta take a step back. I gotta stop creating for a second and really tune in self and recreate self so that I can create from a more balanced and harmonic place. And so that's kind of the phase that I'm in right now, and I just wanted to, create a video that kind of expresses that, so that anybody that might be in a phase of, not consistently outputting creative ideas as much may feel seen, may feel heard, may feel understood, and may feel like this is a part of the journey, because it very much so is a part of the journey. And I just want to honor that. That's truly it. I just want to honor that. So I guess my next question would be, how do I honor that? How do I honor the space that I'm in, to where I don't really want to continue to output the same way that I have been outputting? How do I honor that? Well, the first thing is to honor something else, right? And so honoring my temple, honoring my body, cooking the right foods, cleaning my space, meditating, taking care of my mind and my peace and my other things. And I'm not gonna lie too, within this season that I'm in right now, it's not just the creating that has kind of been putting on a pause, but a lot of things have been taking a step back. Like recently I got into a car accident, and so my car is, being mostly taken care of by the insurance company, but I don't have a car right now. And so a lot of the things that I have been doing are put on a sort of hiatus, a pause, to where I quite literally cannot move around and cannot actively pursue doing certain things that I used to do, right? So right now I'm going to get groceries, and of course when I had a car I would be able to drive over and get some groceries, but right now I can't do that because I don't have a car. So I have to, I'm blessed to, I get to ride a bike. I get to utilize my bike, or actually my father's bike, and go to the grocery store to get some groceries. I'm going to bring my backpack and get what I have to get, because I have a really exciting dinner tomorrow with a bunch of beautiful souls that are all very much in alignment to what it is and the timeline that I'm in, and the frequency that I operate at. And so, hold on, is this backwards? Yeah, but but yeah, so I gotta go ride my bike to the supermarket instead of taking a car. And so that's also forcing me to slow down. And that's one of the biggest things that I'm kind of faced with in this season, is like, I gotta slow down. I gotta slow down with my creation. I gotta go slow down with my mornings. I gotta slow down with a lot of things. It's not even like necessarily a choice that I made, but something that I was convicted of, because when I was in the season of where I was constantly creating, I was loving that season. I was loving the input that I was putting out into the world, because I value what it is that I create, and I saw as well that other people were inspired by what it is that I was creating. And that's a very beautiful thing to be aware of, that what you're doing from your heart and from your soul is inspiring other people and providing a spark of beauty, a spark of joy, a spark of inspiration to other people. I just got a little flashback to the dream I had last night for some reason. was like in a train. That was actually crazy, but yes, like that was a beautiful season. But right now with the conviction that I had, it was crazy. It was like I kind of looked around my room and I'm like, damn, this shit a mess. And I looked around my room and I was like, damn, it's a mess. I kind of was just made more aware of my schedule and kind of waking up at like 1 p.m. after going to bed at like 5 a.m. And I'm like, yeah, this is maybe not how I need to be living right now. And I was just convicted, like, yeah, this has to change. And so I'm in that season of transition to where I'm realigning to a new version of myself, creating a new identity, and an identity that, rather than staying up and all the entire night editing on different videos, I'm gonna, make more intentional time to where I can either go to a library or work at home and edit at an hour that makes sense with the circadian rhythm of the sun, so that I can be more aligned, more balanced, and make sure my room is clean and just be more harmonic within my entire lifestyle. And it's a beautiful season. So to any creators out there that are in a space of feeling like you got to constantly output, boom, 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 create, because you're maintaining a image of self, and it's not for other people. Like, I understand for a lot of people it might be for other people, but for those that are creating to maintain an image for self, even, it's like you hold yourself to a specific standard. And that's how it was for me. I was holding myself to a specific standard of creation and output, that it was hard for me to be like, all right, let me release control, let me step back into not creating as much and tapping back into my way of life, my daily choices. Let me tap back into that. Start making choices that align more within how I want to be living, how I know I need to be living. And reconstruct a new identity. Just reconstruct a new identity. And so sometimes we need those seasons 100%, especially when right now I'm in a place to where I recently quit my job. Like, I have about 2 more shifts left there, but soon enough I'll be making all of my income based off of my creativity, and that requires a level of discipline that I already have. But more so than discipline, it's like, it's just harmony, because I cannot have a dirty room and be making money by my creativity. Like, I can for sure, but my highest version is not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything needs to be in order, everything needs to be structured, and I need to create that structure so that when I am fully, like, away from the job that I'm currently working at, I can allow that creativity to be guided through with more intentionality, just chaos, boom, 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 boom. So just honor the cycle that you're in, honor the season that you're in. If it's a creation scene, or if it's a creation season, boom, go. If it's a season of, isolation, take your time. If it's a season of going out and meeting people and networking, go have fun. It's just whatever season you're in, just honor it and just be aware and conscious of it. A message to self for real, but anybody else that feels it, you're welcome to, ponder these ideas as well. But peace, blessings. I'm about to sneeze.